Hello friends! Today, as we continue in our video series on the beauty of Jesus, I want to talk about his gentleness. This is something God has really been teaching me lately as I disciple young adults. God has really been reminding me that his leadership style, his way of motivating me into righteousness is through his gentleness. He is so patient and tender and gentle with my heart. Isaiah 42:3 says, "A bruised reed he will not break." And he knows exactly how to be gentle when our hearts need it the most. He doesn't motivate us through shame or through harshness. I think that's our tendency a lot of the times. It might be mine. To motivate myself, and that overflows on others with this kind of attitude of like, hey now, come on, get it together, you know what to do the right thing. But that's not him. He doesn't tell us, you know better, come on, with that harsh kind of tone. He's so gentle. He draws us. He draws our hearts with cords of loving kindness. He is patient with us in our weakness because he is fully confident in the power of his own love to draw our hearts. Psalm 18:35 says, "Your gentleness has made me great." And here's how he does it. Here's the secret. He calls out our virtues even before they're fully in bloom. He can see that beauty that he's working in us, and he calls things that are not as though they are. This is what we see in the story of the Song of Solomon. We have this bride who is a sincere believer, really does love Jesus, but she's got a lot of immaturity and weakness and fear in her. And Jesus, in his gentleness, he does not do the Edna Mode thing, from The Incredibles of like, pull yourself together. He's not like that. He calls her out, and he calls forth the things that he is working in her before they're even fully grown yet. In chapter 1, he calls her a mare among Pharaoh's chariots, a mighty war horse. And she's not strong. She's not a mighty war horse. She's weak and immature. But he sees the strength that he is working in her, and he calls it out. And that gives her the courage and confidence to grow into that and become the person that he sees her as. And he does the exact same thing to Peter. If you remember Jesus calling Peter the rock, long before Peter was rock-like at all. So this is so opposite to our own inclinations in our flesh. We're almost more comfortable motivating ourselves and others through shame, but Jesus motivates through gentleness. His gentleness makes us great, and the more we stare at his gentleness and meditate on it and receive it for ourselves and believe that he really is that kind, the more we just kind of relax and open up in our spirits, and the more we fall in love with him, and the more it gets worked into us so that that's what comes out in how we interact with others. The more we see him, the more we become like him. So there's that transformation that happens on the inside of us as we meditate on his gentleness. One more thing, I just want to take this opportunity to invite you to sow a special year-end gift into my ministry at the prayer room. Going into 2021, we're going to keep the fire on the altar, keep night and day prayer and worship ascending before the throne of God. I have seen this environment of prayer and worship transform the hearts of young adults as they stare at the beauty of Jesus. They meditate on the word, they sing the word back to him. It gets into their hearts, and I love getting to be a part of that. And I just want to invite you to be a part of that as well. Thanks for watching. God bless.